cards are great. Issak Contreras. Name is easier than I thought. Against Andrew Sullano. Did I just say Mad Max was bad? No, I didn't. I said it was horrible. Because it's horrible. It's an unwatchable movie.
That was described. It was described as unwatchable by Nick Miller.
It's a horrible movie.
Not a person known for hyperbole.
That's correct. An Arbor Elf off of a forest. For Andrew Sullano, he has a Champion of the Parish off of an Ancient Ziggurat.
Really good news for Contreras because the big issue in this matchup is Aether Vial. I actually think the land destruction effects and Blood Moon are pretty solid against humans if they don't have a Vial. Not the hardest deck to color screw. Yep. And they need to get to 3 mana to do a lot of their most impactful stuff.
I like playing a Meddling Mage here.
Would you just name Blood Moon?
I would, because I do not want to lose the game on the spot. Champion's going to get a counter. Meddling Mage is being played.
It assumes that Sullano knows the matchup. This could also be an opening from Elves, a random Collected Company deck. Naming Blood Moon in the dark here is tough.
So not a lot of decks play Arbor Elf in the format. Amongst them, I would if my opponent goes Forest Arbor Elf, I'm guessing either Elves or Land Destruction, and that is it. Because I Collected Company decks, they play Birds or something, and he did name Birds of Paradise. Here's Utopia Sprawl.
What was the name of Meddling Mage?
Blood Moon.
Blood Moon was named.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great.
Not losing that.
Bang! Bang!
Bang!
All right, I'm up.
I'm a little surprised at killing the Horizon Canopy and not the Ziggurat. Like, killing the Canopy means you want to cut him off from the ability to actually play Vial. Ziggurat doesn't cut him off from playing certain spells because it's obviously a 5-color land, but Sullano does not have another land. Stomping Ground on tap. This could go poorly here for Andrew.
Oh,
Dragon?
Oh, my.
Okay.
Oh, ease up.
We are done. We are
easy. Easy. You don't need all that.
That is it.
That was a great draw.
Boy.
That was a hoot.
That was, all right. Cruel Land Destruction.
Oh.
Issak Contreras over here.
Oh.
That was a turn 3 Inferno Titan?
Yeah, turn 2 Stone Rain, turn 3 Inferno Titan. Okay.
All right.
It's a good opening.
Don't be so mean on camera. Up a game here over Andrew Sullano very quickly. We'll start with Andrew. And his sideboard, he's got 2 Auriok Champions, 2 Gaddock Teagues, 2 Knight of Autumn, 2 Izzet Staticaster, 2 Sin Collector, 5 1-ofs, and Gutshot, Direfleet, Daredevil, Dismember, Stony Silence, and Riders of Gavany.
I don't know what to do with all. I mean, there's a couple cards here that seem good, not great. Dismember, Sin Collector, Izzet Staticaster, Knight of Autumn, Gaddock Teague, Auriok Champion, all sort of qualify. I guess it's more a function of what you have that's not good to take out.
All right, so cards I'm interested in. I like Knight of Autumn.
Yeah.
I like Gutshot.
Okay.
I like Dismember.
So you like Gutshot, no Staticaster?
Yeah, Staticaster.
Because the damage is already done by the time. If they go turn 1 Accelerator, by the time you Staticaster, it's too late.
I got a Gutshot that thing.
Yep.
Plus, they don't play it like that many accelerants because they play Utopia Sprawl.
Yep.
So they have 4 Arbor Elves and 2 Birds, and then your Staticaster doesn't kill anything else. So I kind of just like 4 cards here because like Auriok Champion's garbage. It's just bad.
Yeah.
They have like I'm going to block their Infernal Titan. Oh yeah.
Well, you are going to block their Inferno Titan if that comes up.
You sure are. And then Gaddock Teague doesn't really stop anything. So just a couple of cards I think here for Sullano. That game was a beatdown.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
Yes, it was.
For Issak Contreras, he's got 3 Anger of the Gods, 3 Kitchen Finks, 2 Abrades, 2 Scavenging Ooze, 2 Trinisphere, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, and an Ancient Grudge.
I think the Anger of the Gods and the Abrades here are just great. Sweepers, removal spells, a Shatter for Aether Vial that can still kill a creature if Sullano happens to not draw Aether Vial. Cards are very good.
All right, they're getting ready for game number 2. We're going to talk about Aaron Barrett, who we watched last round. You can still get this token now, though. Aaron Barrett should win our Season 1 Invitational at SCGCon Sama earlier this year. Beat Zach Elsick in the finals, both those players here, and still in top 8 contention. Couple of ways to go about getting this thing if you haven't gotten your Soldier tokens just yet.
Well, the easiest way, just head to any Open or Classic, and when you enter, you get one of these tokens. If you can't make it out to one of our events, any order from StarCityGames.com, $5 or greater, will be sent with one of these tokens.
Congratulations to our Season 1 Invitational champion, Aaron Barrett. We just watched him win last round off the Power of Blighted Agent, and Maybe we'll watch them a little later today. For right now, though, Andrew Sullano, Isaac Contreras, we're watching Humans versus Gruul Land Destruction. Should be a nice one. Oh, this is good. Todd Anderson just started a group on Facebook, and he said, man, here we go. Let's just read this word for word. Mad Max Fury Road is great, and Cedric is stupid.
What's the name of the group?
No, it's not the...
I think it is about to become the name of the group.
No. My stupidity notwithstanding, nothing happens in that movie and nothing makes any sense.
I have not watched it.
You won't. And I would love to have you watch it because you would hate it.
Are you sure?
I've never been more sure of anything.
Really?
Yes.
It was well received by people whose opinions I typically respect on these matters, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. I hate most movies. I don't know. That's
why I'm leaving that way.
It might be a safe bet just in the dark for me to dislike a movie.
Yes, the name of the group has been changed. Thanks for that recommendation. Yeah. Thank you so much. Lovely. I'm going to be leaving the group soon.
You've created 2 hours of entertainment that I'm supposed to consume all at once. That is really self-indulgent. Yeah. So I'm sort of broadly not interested in movies.
Yeah.
I need 15-minute cartoons. That's about.
Yeah, I like your stance on movies is strange to me because you just love like stupid cartoons like BoJack Horseman.
It's not. That one is a masterpiece.
Looks like Isaac's going to take a mulligan here. Horseman.
The Horseman.
The Horseman. New Mega Man villain. Actually, that Mega Man villain's already been done. Centaur Man, circa Mega Man 6.
That was one of my favorite moments in the last couple of years was explaining sort of the, not necessarily the plot, but the world, the construction of BoJack Horseman to our friend Chad Castell. And after about like 2 minutes of explaining it, he goes, "Oh, so it's a cartoon." But in earnest. And it's like, well, it started with, it centers around a horse who can talk.
Yes. Chad, not.
Oh, it's a cartoon. I was really it's hard for me to be shocked by something.
Nothing Chad says or does shocks me.
Just take it. Whoa, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Sometimes he just when he's not casting Read the Bones, sometimes he just needs a minute. Yeah. You think you like Notion Rain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Chad. Chad would splash Notion Rain in his Abzan deck, which makes no sense.
No, he would Notion Rain and look at a Lingering Souls, and the decision of whether to draw it or put it into the graveyard would cause him such paralysis that we wouldn't be able to finish.
Yeah, he'd go to time.
Yeah.
He'd go to time.
So I can't even. Both options are too good.
Well, there's a Thalia Guardian of Thraben. And that's good because that's going to delay Blood Moon and Molten Rain a turn and make it so that Isaac can't actually play Utopia Sprawl and go nuts this turn. So Thalia's ideal on turn 2 here for Andrew Sullano. That'll be a Wooded Foothills there for Isaac. And now that's the Scavenging Ooze. So we're going to head back over to Sullano now.
Ooze out of the sideboard. Wasn't sure if this one was going to come in or not. I think that I would err against, but defensible. Contreras doesn't really do a great job of killing creatures unless he's killing all of them. And at that point, the use is sort of whatever.
This is an attack for 2. Let's see what the follow-up will be. This does get tough, too, because for Sullano, he has to worry about Blood Moon and Anger of the Gods, especially when you don't have a Vial in your draw.
It's a tough squeeze to be in.
Now, a card like Freebooter actually kind of shores you up against both if he wants to play one, and it looks like he will. So he'll take one to cast the Freebooter, get a look at the hand here of a Braid, Lightning Bolt. This Freebooter's bad. A Braid, Lightning Bolt, Pia and Kieran, which is... that's castable.
Yep.
Because of the Arbor Elf and a Forest. Okay. It's getting tough here for Andrew. This Gruul Land Destruction deck does bring a lot of good stuff to the table, it appears.
A really good really good hand here for Contreras against the Freebooter, as he has redundant ways to kill it. And Pia Kieran are probably the best card in hand and not something Sullano can take.
So Bolt will be the selection. And the Stomping Ground will be the find there unsurprisingly, with the Wooded Foothills. For Isaac Contreras, he's our only land destruction player in day number 2 of competition. Middle Kiefer, Jack Kiefer, actually did elect to play Gruul land destruction here this week, and we watched him in round number 1. Didn't make day number 2 of competition, unfortunately for Jack. But Isaac Contreras, for you land destruction fans, leading the strategy here. Contreras drew a land for the turn in Wooded Foothills. Has a Braden Pia and Kieran, which Andrew Sullano does know about. And just deciding which threat to play.
Yeah, when you're playing against Freebooter here, there's some incentive just to get the spell out of your hand. Pia and Kieran is the most efficient thing to do from a mana perspective.
Well, that will be the Abrade to take care of the Freebooter. Bolt will go in the hand, but Bolt will continue to cost 2 mana because of the Thalia. Gonna eat the Freebooter. Will the Scavenging Ooze? It'll allow Isaac to gain a life, grow the creature into a 3/3, and it will attack, knocking Sullano down to 15. We'll be heading back over to Andrew Sullano here in just a moment, as Isaac Contreras, now with still 3 cards in hand, Lightning Bolt in for the Abrade that took care of the Kitesail Freebooter, that Pia and Kieran Nalar, and still that Wooded Foothills. For Sullano, his 4th turn of the game. Has a Meddling Mage in hand. Looks like 2 copies of the Mage, actually. And was probably really hoping for a 4th land there so he could play 2 spells in 1 turn. Easy place to start is the Thalia attack, so he'll make that and knock Contreras down to 16. Now it's trying to figure out what threat to play.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Sullano because the most efficient thing to do with his mana is play Knight of Autumn, but that's not very good here. And all the 2-mana plays are kind of inefficient. And all this requires him to take damage off the Horizon Canopies, and he's starting to get under a little bit of pressure here from the Scavenging Ooze. So just for a hand that's all spells, it's kind of jumbled and awkward.
Here is Meddling Mage, and we'll see what this will name.
Imagine it's Pia and Kieran Nalar, because if you want to Lightning Bolt the Meddling Mage, you don't have enough mana left over to play Pia and Kieran.
Pia and Kieran Nalar is the name.
Yeah. So that kind of forces Contreras' hand here a little bit to have a turn of Lightning Bolt, the Meddling Mage, eat with the Ooze.
Oh, there's the Bolt. It's going to cost 2. And actually, for Isaac Contreras, he's got 2 copies of Pia and Kieran in hand.
It's good news for Sullano because I think he has a backup Meddling Mage, and I would be surprised if his next turn wasn't simply Meddling Maging the Pia Kieran again.
Let's make an attack for 5. Arbor Elf feeling frisky. Gonna jump on in. Solano's gonna fall down to 9. There's land number 4.
Good news. He could use mana, and he could use something that doesn't deal damage to him. So 2 wins there.
Welcome Territory is going to name Human here. Going to lead out with Freebooter to see what's going on. Going to be maybe a little disappointed not to hit a spell there, but more than happy to play a Meddling Mage and lock down those Pia and Kierans.
Yep. The Scavenging Ooze is still problematic, but good news for Sullano there. The draw step was another Pia and Kieran Nalar.
Looks like Solano's going to get in here for 2 points of damage with the Thalia, or at least is thinking about it.
I mean, I can't imagine wanting to block here. Damage racing is not good for Sullano here, but I don't know what's gained by hanging back with the Thalia. You can see the hesitation. It doesn't look like a great attack, but I don't know what else Solano's going to do with that Thalia.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than nothing, I think you could say, as Contreras is going to sacrifice that Wooded Foothills, get himself a stomping ground. He'll shuffle and present here in just a moment. Now, you got to remember, at any point here, if Isaac Contreras draws a Blood Moon, this game is more or less over.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of huge draws here. Blood Moon, Bloodbraid Elf, any removal spell, Storm Breath Dragon, Inferno Titan, Chandra, Torch of Defiance. But I mean, no shortage of hits.
Stomping Ground was the draw, not a great one. Here's an attack for 4 once again. Solano's going to fall down to 3. He took that damage very quickly.
Well, it doesn't get him very far here to chump block because that's just more food for the Ooze.
Mantis Rider the draw.
So Mantis Rider is a nice draw here in a couple of respects. One is it's a flyer and get some more pressure going. The second is if you want to do something about the Scavenging Ooze, you would really like to involve a 3 toughness creature in the block, because if the block is good and you put Mantis Rider and, let's say, the Freebooter in front, then you only lose 1 creature for your trouble. Part of the problem with managing the Scavenging Ooze right now is the toughness on Sullano's creatures is small. It's 1, 2, and 2, so the Ooze is going to get at least 2 things for its trouble. Mantis Rider makes it a little bit easier to block. Alternatively, Sullano can just play Knight of Autumn and make it a 4/3 and try to trade that way. Dangerous. If Contreras draws any removal spell, you lose everything, but that's likely to be the case regardless.
Part of me wants to play the... Well, I guess you can't play the Knight of Autumn the way that I want to, which is just a... Because he's got to pay the life because it's not a human.
Oh, yeah.
With the 2 canopies. So if he goes down to 1, I kind of just want to gain 4 life and go up to 5, but then I just have a 2/1 that's not doing very much.
Right, you're back in the same spot of you had to make a bad double block, and where are you even getting doing this?
That's my concern. Let's see what this is going to be. Sullano's going to fall down to 1. So he's going to play Knight of Autumn. Probably gain 4.
I think you have to.
Yeah, I think his hand is somewhat forced.
I mean, he's trying to do a whole race and chump block sort of deal.
Blood Moon the draw. Well,
Blood Moon's not a bad pickup here.
Rarely is.
I mean, if you attack with the Scavenging Ooze, presumably you're going to get a chump block here. Although, I don't know, maybe Sullano takes the whole hit. It seems really dangerous to me.
I think he might want to take the hit.
It's tough because if you go down to 1, then you're down to 2 mana effectively because the canopies are shut off. If you do block, you're down in a flying attacker. You're down an attacker, and the Ooze picks up 1, and now the Ooze goes from not lethal to lethal the next turn. So it's tough.
It is very difficult. No doubt about it. Now what makes things even more difficult is Blood Moon is arrived.
Let's just start here.
Yeah.
All right, so you can't cast spells for the rest of the game. That's out of the way.
Yeah. He needs to draw a Vial now.
And it's not like Vial's a great draw, like for what the board looks like this turn.
Well, he drew a Vial.
Okay.
All right. That's step 1.
Oh, he's got to pay the extra 1 through the Thalia.
Yep. He's got to play a Vial, and now he's got to also kind of cover up a little bit. So where things get like I guess not that interesting, but
I mean, he's 3 turns away from being able to Vial out anything in his hand.
Well, let's call it this. For Andrew Sullano to win this game, he's got to get really, really lucky.
Yeah.
I think we already know that, and this is step 1 to getting lucky.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's basically got to go play Vial, draw a 1, draw a 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be a
And he needs Isaac to draw like lands and cards that don't matter at this stage. So he has to get very, very lucky. The draw step. Anger of the Gods. The game is over.
All right, that's game.
As long as Isaac casts Anger of the Gods to clear all the blockers, the Scavenging Ooze is large enough that the game is over. And there was nothing Sullano could do about this, no matter how he elected to attack. So, Arbor Elf 1-tap this, pay another mana, there's Anger of the Gods, kill all your stuff, and I will kill you. So, Isaac Contreras is going to win this game and match her over Andrew Sullano. 2-0. Gruul Land Destruction will take care of humans. And for Isaac Contreras, our lone Gruul Land Destruction player here in day number 2.